Hi.
Hi, guys. Well, from gorgeous Salt Lake City, Utah,
It's Thank God I'm Atheist.
the podcast.
I'm Frank Feldman.
And I'm gorgeous Dan Beecher.
And coming up today, Dan, we have a discussion all lined up about the coronavirus. Now, I know everybody out there, they want more coronavirus.
Yeah, if there's one thing everybody needs to hear more about, it's the fucking COVID-19. Dun, 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 Don't worry, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have fun.
It's coming for you.
It's pan-delightful, is what it is.
Panderific? Yeah, today was the day.
Democratic. Yeah,
They actually used the pandemic word.
Yeah.
The WHO did. That was today. Everybody.
So now everyone knows what day we're recording.
A few days
on.
ago, this happened.
Yeah.
Oh my God, can you believe it?
Yeah.
I know. All right. Well, I have one corona-ish story to talk about.
It's coronish.
And that's going to be it until the big thing. And
I certainly hope
kind
so.
of like the break.
Uh-huh.
We got to. Oh boy, we didn't do a very good job.
No, it's good. It's what's on everybody's mind. It's
right.
the hot new thing.
One of Pope Francis's besties,
Okay.
a cardinal by the name Konrad Krajewski.
Okay, you're making words up now.
He's from Poland.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
He officiated in a, I guess, some kind of service at the Vatican,
Oh, nice.
where he opened his big fat mouth. It was a mass, actually.
Okay.
And this was during his homily. He, referencing the coronavirus,
yeah.
he says, since the arrival of the unfortunate virus in Italy, the plague, from that very moment, something changed. All of a sudden, we started to care for every life.
What?
We have become lovers of life.
Oh.
We have ceased to represent the culture of death that John Paul II spoke of.
Oh.
Right?
What?
He said that since the virus began spreading, no one has had discussions about the right a person with Down syndrome has to live, or if it is or if it is up to the expectant mother to choose to abort it. Neither are Italians talking about euthanizing the elderly, which apparently they were just lining up to do.
What is he fucking talking about?
And there is no equality marches that are really against equality and against freedom.
Oh my God.
People don't talk about abortion or about euthanasia because everyone is talking for life, he said. We are looking for vaccines. We are taking precautions to guarantee that we can save lives.
Oh my.
Everybody is choosing life today, beginning with the media. God loves life. He does not want the death of the sinner. He wants for the sinner to convert and to live, apparently.
Damn, Cardinal. That is
guy.
some crazy shit. That's a hell of a road you just went down.
I mean, what the fuck?
That's
All
madness.
Whatever momentary, like whoever just is always talking about abortion, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right now maybe they aren't.
Yeah.
Maybe right now, but guarantee you, that topic's coming back.
Yeah. The abortion clinics aren't closing anytime soon because of
They
COVID.
might currently be closed,
Yeah.
depending. Probably not.
Yeah. No, probably not.
Probably not.
But the institution, the concept, the idea.
And nobody's giving up on aborting, Down syndrome kids. They're gonna get right back to that.
They're gonna dive right in, man.
What the fuck is he talking about?
What is he talking? The only person I know
euthanizing the elderly
who I can remember in the recent history talking about aborting Down syndrome babies is fucking Richard Dawkins, and that's certainly not who he's talking about.
No. But, the elderly. We'll get back to that.
Euthanizing the, at what point? I agree with it, obviously. We want to euthanize the elderly. It's just a matter of, where do you draw that line?
Well, here's the deal. I think it's getting the word euthanizing and eradicating confused.
No.
Right? Because it's not the people aren't going out just to kill old people. Euthanizing allowing for euthanasia.
Right.
Is a
mercy.
It's a mercy. It's a humane act.
True euthanasia is a beautiful thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all anybody who's talking about euthanasia and being pro euthanasia, that's all they're talking about.
Right.
And he's acting like it's like this
terminally ill people
we're just going around murdering old people just cuz.
Which is what I'm for. That yes, okay, euthanasia is great and all, but let's just kill the old.
Right.
Let's just send them off on an ice floe.
Well, to be honest,
yeah.
I mean, the coronavirus is kind of taking care of that.
Shit. Yeah, it is.
So he's right. Nobody's talking
about it because the problem is taking care of itself.
Because now there is a real, actual, imminent threat against the elderly.
I love that he's taking something that is like a virus, and all anybody can talk about with this virus is its death toll.
Yeah.
And he's like, and people are talking about life. What are you talking about? Are you insane?
Well, they're wash your hands so you can live.
Yeah. No, I guess so.
Clean hands are life. Maybe that's the message on Italian media.
God. Fortunately, he was giving that sermon.
Quarantine is life.
In the Vatican, so nobody was paying any attention to him. Hey, yeah, what an idiot. So I'm going to take us to California, where they're proposing a new law. A law that has already taken place in Washington, and it's something that is just freaking... Speaking of the Catholics, they are not okay with this.
What?
What we're talking about here is instead of burial, having your body composted into soil.
Oh, it's lovely.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
I am so on board with this.
Yeah.
Instead of cremation, which uses fossil fuels and, is a polluting thing.
Right.
Just fucking, you basically, they just, there's a company that's Seattle-based called Recompose, which it's a weird name for it. I don't like it at all. Anyway, what they do is they just put your body in a reusable container with a bunch of wood chips, and then it's open, enough air flows through you get all the microorganisms and whatever, and it just chews you down. Within a month, your soil, that your family can take out and plant a tree in you or whatever.
So I know with most with normal composting, you got to get in there and stir it every once in a while.
I think it churns.
It churns?
I think there's a churning process. You're not okay with the churning?
I want somebody in there with a pitchfork, right? Giving a good.
Let's see, Mr. Johnson. I think you need another 2 weeks. We'll just keep turning you in.
So, do they throw a bunch of worms in or something?
My sense is that it's all microorganisms.
Huh?
But maybe there's worms. Anyway, the Catholics are upset. They are basically they denounce it as an undignified end to a physical body.
And embalming,
right?
Dignified.
What do you think happens when you bury your loved one?
Yeah.
What is it that you're imagining goes on?
Resurrection.
Right. Yeah. Oh, my God.
That's what I imagine.
Yeah, it's so...
I imagine the bodies kind of sneaking off into the night.
Yeah,
That's
right?
it, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
A spokesperson for the California Catholic Conference said, quote, "We believe that the, quote, transformation of the remains would create an emotional distance rather than a reverence for them."
I don't know. Like those tulips that come up every spring, those are grandma.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. A lot better than just like, here's a rock with her name on it.
Right.
Which you can still have. You could still have a headstone, a monument if you want. Whatever you want.
Yeah.
But at least, with this, you're not...
Can you put them anywhere? Or
I think so. I think that's like once it's composted, it's like literally just it's not, there's no risk of it infecting the groundwater or anything. I think it's just soil at that point.
Amazing. This is brilliant.
Yeah. There are not all the religions are objecting to it. There's an Episcopal priest named Reverend Becca Stevens in Tennessee.
Wait, what was that name?
Yeah. I just love a reverend. It's like, yeah, there's certain names that don't go with the title reverend. I'm a priest. My name is Tiffany. Yeah, Becca seems very strange. Anyway, she seems like a great lady. She's super on board with the whole with the whole goal of composting bodies. And she's created a group, a nonprofit that conserves land and promotes natural burial.
That's fantastic.
I guess natural burial is different, but that's just basically you put the body in without a casket and a big...
Oh.
Because the law in like a city in the U.S. is that you got to have a cement...
A vault.
Yeah. And then a casket that goes into the vault. And it's just like... Nah.
Yeah, gross.
Don't do
I don't
that.
like that at all.
Don't do that.
No, I like the return, the circle of life.
That's what it's for.
Beautiful.
Go feed some plants. Yeah. Push up some daisies. Come on.
Put me in a potted plant.
Yeah. You would love that.
Yeah.
You would love to have a pothos climbing up out of you, or a snake plant or something.
It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Chinese evergreen.
Oh, so pretty.
So good.
Ornamental.
Yeah.
Just something beautiful.
Yeah. Really good. Really good. Dan.
Yeah.
The Barna Group. Which is a Christian research group. They focus on sort of religious issues.
They do largely good work.
So far their findings and results, they don't seem to be overly
skewed or
it's just
biased.
They're legitimately, sincerely looking at the state of Christianity in America.
Right.
And the fact that they're conservative evangelical types doesn't really bother
they
me.
have an angle that
there's a reason why they're asking these questions.
Right. But they don't do skewed work.
Right. They want real numbers so they can
it's not like a White House online poll.
Right. Anyway, they have recently found that just 1 in 4 Americans, only 1 in 4 Americans can be considered a practicing Christian.
Whoa. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait. 1 in 4?
1 in 4. 25% of the country practicing Christian.
And we define that by goes to church.
We'll get to their way of parsing that out. They have their own. They don't use sort of the normal demographers and researchers, pollsters, definition of what it means to be a practicing Christian, which usually has to do with just figuring out if somebody's been to church like once out of a certain period of time.
Sure.
Barn is more interested in 3 variables.
Okay.
Calling oneself a Christian, strongly prioritizing faith, and regular church attendance. That's what makes somebody a Christian.
Okay.
For them.
Sure.
Right. Or a practicing Christian.
Right.
So this number is down a lot. In 2000, 45%, according to Barna, were practicing Christians.
Wow.
So almost half of practicing Christians are no longer practicing Christianity.
Since 2000?
Since 2020 years.
That's a precipitous drop.
Yeah, they acknowledge the rise of the nuns at the same time,
which I think most polls actually wildly underestimate because of how they ask their questions.
That's cool. Let's see. Yeah, so they have those numbers at in 2003, 11% of the country being sort of a nun.
Okay.
And in 2018, they say 21%. So almost, one split in half, the other one doubled.
Right.
And it's kind of interesting. They have a rosy outlook on the whole thing, Dan. So don't worry.
Oh, good.
There's a silver lining.
Oh, thank goodness.
Here.
It's not. I've been worried for the
not
Christians.
All doom and gloom. I mean, it's not. This is them really trying to reach for something,
right?
The president of Barna, one Mr. David Kinnaman, he says that while the decline of Christian engagement is real, the data remind us that 1/4 of the population qualifies as a practicing Christian.
Oh, thank God.
This represents more than 80 million adults, a level of church-going that is a statistical outlier among affluent and educated societies.
Right.
So this is
don't look at the trend line.
We still live in a fantastically religious and Christian nation.
Yeah, we do. They're not wrong. Just don't look at that trend line.
Yeah.
Don't, because that'll be a little scary.
I don't know how they can have any claim at this point for this being a Christian nation.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, if you ask people what their religion is, not how often do you go, but what's your religion,
right,
you'll still get 75% say Christian of some sort.
They might say it, but what it all boils down to is what you actually do.
Well, that's what some of it boils down to.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to take us off of Christianity for a second and talk about India. Which, we have our Christian nationalists pushing really hard in this country to try and change the Constitution so that it just says everybody got to be Jesus lovers. But in India, they've got the Hindu Nationalist Party is the one that is directly in charge of everything. And as we've reported many times, they are fucking shit up for non-Hindus.
Yeah.
Specifically, mostly for Muslims. That's really
their main target.
It's really getting bad to the point where you reported that they were downplaying the fucking Taj Mahal as a tourist attraction,
right?
Because it was built by Muslims. Anywho, there's pushback here in these United States about it, including several cities that have in several U.S. cities that have condemned India's citizenship laws. The Modi government, exactly. So last month, Cambridge, Massachusetts, and Seattle expressed solidarity with South Asians in their districts or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And sort of they had resolutions that sort of directed at Narendra Modi, who's the president or the prime minister, rather, of India, to repeal their Citizenship Amendment Act, which is basically designed to as a way of rounding up Muslims more than anything. It is a way of discriminating against Muslims. And Albany, New York, I guess, has joined that. But that's not all.
Oh.
If you'll recall, last week was the week when down in Spanish Fork or whatever, there's a Hindu temple. They have Holi there, the celebration of Holi, and it's the festival of colors, and everybody throws brightly colored powder probably toxic. Nobody knows what it is at each other, and everybody is all colorful and whatever. Well, that's a big holiday in Hinduism. It's their it's a huge joyful celebration of spring. However, at several college campuses across the U.S., it was celebrated in blackness because people wore black and picketed against the Modi regime and what they're doing in India.
Yeah.
So no fun colors for you, Yale and Harvard people.
Throw black powder.
They should have. They should have gotten some of the. You know what? You get the leftover ash from Ash Wednesday.
Yeah, there's plenty of it.
Just use that. It's fine. Throw it at everybody.
Make a big mess.
Yeah, it's rough right now in India, and between the Citizenship Amendment Act, which is basically about fast tracking non-Muslim citizens to come into the country, and the National Register of Citizens, which is a different thing. It's not good. They're not being very nice over there.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
It's not good to mix politics and religion. You'd think that it would work really well.
I know. It's like, it's really, they may not like mix well, but it's like a good vinaigrette. What you really need is some kind of emulsifier.
Right.
You need something that will tie the two together. I don't know.
Then you shake it up real good.
A nice little dollop of mustard in there, and it all holds together.
Oh,
that's what they need. They need to find their emulsifying agent.
Don't mix. Don't mix it.
I know what it is.
What?
The Supreme Court.
Oh God!
It's gonna just tie religion and
our Supreme Court might just do that. You're making me very sad right now. Please just tell your next story.
All right, Dan.
Yeah.
There are two things I often don't get to do on this show.
Mm-hmm.
One is use TMZ as a source. And the other one is engage in gleeful schadenfreude.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Do you? On this level, targeted against a person?
No, but let's do it.
Who has fallen from...
All right, everybody.
Who had already fallen from grace significantly.
Fire up.
And now
your delightful
legal
hatred of someone.
Criminal trouble.
Get ready.
Alex Jones, everybody.
InfoWars extraordinaire guy.
Yeah. He
of the "they're turning the frogs gay" fame.
He has been busted for a DWI, that's driving while intoxicated.
Yeah. There's a shock. I think we're all shocked that man is a heavy drinker. Who would have seen that coming?
The police had been called to Jones's home.
Was it drinking? I don't even know if it was
for a family disturbance.
Oh, yeah. Weird that he's also violent. Who could have seen that coming?
Not too shocking. When they arrived, his wife said they had a verbal altercation that was physical.
A verbal altercation, and then I fell down the stairs.
Yeah. Anyway, she told the officer who came onto the scene that Jones had taken off in his car and was possibly drinking. The cops caught up with him and they pulled him over, and there was a strong odor of alcohol coming from Jones.
Oh.
And he demonstrated impairment during field sobriety tests.
He demonstrates impairment, though. In fairness to him, you run a sobriety test on him when he is stone cold sober. I don't know if he passes. I'm just saying. The man's not balanced.
Right. I did say that his wife, right?
Yeah.
Was the one who... And so, apparently it's unclear who his wife is because he's been divorced since 2015. And he has not remarried, so... There's just a lot
It's his quote unquote wife, you guys. Put the air quotes on it, for crying out loud. All right. Well, I'll close this out with an update on a story that has been ongoing since 2015. when a man named Joe Kennedy, no relation to
whom?
To the other Joe Kennedy.
Oh, okay.
He might be related. I don't know. Why would I say that? Anyway, he was the former assistant football coach over to Bremerton High in Washington State. And he liked to pray with his team like a good coach does.
Yeah. Good Christian man.
He loves Jesus and football, and not necessarily in that order.
Right.
But he likes to combine them the most. So he was praying, and they fired him after telling him multiple times, you can't do that.
What?
They fired him. And so he sued and lost. And then he sued in a federal court. He lost there. He went to he appealed to the appeals court, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, lost there.
Okay.
Then he wanted the entire Ninth Circuit to take his case, and they wouldn't.
Oh.
And as the final pièce de résistance of the whole thing, he tried to get the Supreme Court to reconsider his appeal. And that's where we were at. Okay. Well, they just issued a decision.
Oh, no.
They have decided not to take his case. Oh. So he is done. It is right. It is fixed that you still can't pray with your high school.
Still cannot.
Team for now.
In these United States.
It's amazing. Obviously that's the right thing. I'm just shocked that the court hasn't changed it yet.
I'm blown away.
Yeah. So
I'm bowled over.
A little good news in the world.
Every once in a while.
Alex Jones is in trouble. Harvey Weinstein's going to jail.
Dan. It's like
everything's coming
up. My
up.
401k is doing great.
It is not. Your 401k is fucked.
No.
La 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 la. No. Yeah. So there you go, friends. Hey, if you would like to tell us all about how your 401k is doing, you can. Don't do that. But if you want to write to us about anything else, feel free. The address is podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Or you can call and leave us a voicemail message. The telephone number is 424-666-8442.
Yeah, go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/TGIAtheist, and click on that like button.
And while you're there, search for the TGIA Members Only Lounge and request to join. It is a closed group. We will let you in. Also find us on Twitter at TGIAtheist.
Yup.
Hey, Dan.
Hey.
You like false prophets, right?
Oh, I like real prophets.
I
like celebrated, self-proclaimed prophets.
Respected.
Well-respected little old ladies.
Reliable.
Yelling at me.
Yeah. Well, this one is that Cindy Jacobs. We've played her before. She's not one of our go-tos because she's so crazy.
Well, and when you look at her, she has the look of a woman. For a fact, she will complain to the manager before there's a problem.
She's a prophet.
She's a prophet.
She sees it coming.
She knows. She doesn't have that haircut for no reason, you guys.
Or the collar poking out over her little.
Oh my God, she's a sight to behold. And okay, everybody, just prep your ears because it's a coming. Here we go.
We're going to decree that the coronavirus will cease worldwide. Now, what's going to happen? I don't know if everybody will get healed. I don't know. We're praying. We prayed for vaccines. We prayed for Israel. We've heard they have vaccines. We have people interceding across the face of the earth. Listen, intercessors have been going to Wall Street. I mean, this is all over. I have to tell you, intercessors are on this. I just want to thank you, intercessors of the world. You haven't slept through this. You have been very, very very active. And we're going to ask what God will heal those affected. We want comfort for those who have lost family members. I want to especially pray, here we are, about Seattle area, because we know that there's more deaths going on there. And so, Father, in the name of Jesus, you have promised we have all authority, not some authority. You have promised that we are seated with you in heavenly places. So we take throne room authority and we bring that into the situation of the coronavirus. And we say, in the name of Jesus, virus, you are illegal. This is God's earth.
Oh, wow.
There is not a better sentence in the world than, in the name of Jesus, virus, you are illegal. That may be one of the greatest constructions I have ever encountered in my life. I mean, I've heard people rebuke a virus. Yeah. I have heard people, cast a virus out.
Oh, yeah.
And it works every time. That's the thing that you don't hear.
I know.
Works.
I'm really surprised the WHO has not gotten behind this.
Well,
right? CDC, come on, CDC.
I mean, she did
down there in Georgia.
She did it for the whole country, for the whole world, right? So it should be gone now.
Well, that's what she says. She says that
we safe?
She doesn't know what's going to happen, but it's gone.
It's gone. We should be safe.
It's like it might be a vaccine.
Everybody stop washing your hands. It's going to be fine.
That's a miracle. The miracle of modern science.
Right, of the vaccine that they've apparently got in Israel.
Who the fuck knows with these people?
Oh my God.
Who the fuck knows?
Where did she get that? I'm sure just
the
QAnon is pumping out something about an Israeli.
There are so many conspiracy theories going on right now. I won't even.
Hey, I wanted to mention something to our listeners, by the way. I wanted to talk about the fact that we are at 4.5 stars on iTunes.
That's not possible.
That may sound high to you.
No, that's terrible.
That is awful. That is a disaster. And you know what it is? You can go check it out, too. If you go and you click on the on the ratings and reviews, and you go to the most critical, it is all fucking Christian idiots who have not even listened to the show.
Right.
And we need you guys out there to counteract it. So you listener who's listening to the show, go to wherever you listen to, go find every place that you can give us stars.
Yeah.
5 or die. You have to give us 5. If you think that we're a 4.5, if you think that we're a 3.5 star show,
right,
you give us 5.
Right.
Because you have to add the extra stars to counteract the Christians who are just being bullshit dicks about it.
Right. And if you honestly do think that we're a 3.5 star show,
why are you listening? What are you doing? Right? We don't know what
do you just
doing.
Yell?
Do you think that there's
yell at your radio?
Do you think that there's a dearth of programs out there on the old interweb? There's only like 6 or 7. I don't have any choices. No, we know you think it's a 5-star show because we're pumping it out for you every week. Anyway, if you wouldn't mind, go and give us 5 stars. We want to get that back up to a 5-star.
Should be a solid 5-star.
Easy.
Clearly, you are currently listening to the quality of this show.
Oh my God!
You know it's a 5-star show.
Stunning,
right?
What an amazing show it is. Hey, speaking of you guys, some of you wrote into us. Dan the Swede had this to say. This is regarding we had talked about Jehovah's Witnesses versus Mormons and the proselytization of both. And Dan the Swede says, we need to organize a proselytize off between the J-dubs and the Mormons.
Oh, yeah.
Have them knock on doors and see who gets their foot in most doors.
Can we just direct them to each other's doors? Right? Like... Like...
That would be amazing. Some J-dubs are just getting ready to go out and some Mormons knock on their door. Or what if they're both going down the street on opposite sides of the street? Yeah. And then you got to be like, and then they're
looking for the prime place.
They're clocking each other because they're just trying to get whoever gets into a house first wins. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I hear every now and then stories of like Mormon missionaries Bible bashing with Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, God.
That is a bad idea. Mormons don't know their Bibles anywhere near enough.
Well, and even
to go
if they
toe to toe
did,
with
the
the
Jehovah's
J-Dub.
Witnesses totally rewrote the whole thing. So, like, they have their own weird.
Yeah, but they know the Bible. They know it.
I know,
Backwards
but they
and
know
forwards.
their stupid version. That's
they-
all I'm saying.
Did they revamp? They did a few things. They didn't.
Oh no, they have their own translation. They went back to the source and retranslated the damn thing. It's the
sounds
Jehovah's Witness version of the Bible. I can't remember what they call it. They don't even call it Bible. It's called the sacred scriptures or something like that.
I'm going to read that.
Yeah,
Sounds
I can't remember what it's called because I'm thinking of it in Italian because that's my. I have one in Italian.
Oh,
I
do
have
you
a
really?
J-Dub Bible in Italian.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and I get it out and I read it all the time.
Yeah, of course you do.
Practice my Italian.
Okay. Do you really?
No.
You should. Ben wrote into us, "Hey, Frank and Dan, love the show. And while listening, I was surprised you didn't mention." Now, you remember, Frank. I'm interrupting him again. You remember that we talked about consecrated oil
Oh yeah.
that the Mormons use to do blessings.
Yes.
And in its current form, the only way that they use it is a couple drops on the top of the head, and then a laying on of hands and a blessing.
yeah, and you're just instantly healed.
Right. Right.
It's it is truly amazing how.
And that's the only way that modern Mormons use consecrated oil. That is it.
Okay, what are you getting at?
Hey, Frank and Dan, love the show. And while listening, I was surprised you didn't mention how crazy Mormons and the consecrated oil went, such as the enemas that were all the rage with Brigham Young for healings.
No, I didn't know this.
What? Ben supplied a link, which I'll have to send you.
I'm not clicking on any link that has to do with Brigham Young and enemas.
It's byu.edu. It is a BYU link, and it is apparently a paper that has gathered up accounts of various uses of the consecrated oil.
No.
Here's a lovely excerpt that
Okay.
that he was kind enough to supply us. Consecrated oil was taken as a cure for appendicitis orally. That's what we're talking about. Like they were eating it.
Wow.
Mixed with grains of sugar. It was given for coughs and croup. Combined with a few drops of camphor, it followed the stinging mustard plaster. It relieved sunburn and scratches. It was applied to the scalp for dandruff. And it was mixed with soda into paste for severe burns.
No.
Bishop Ravston said at the bedside of one sick patient, "I feel prompted to oil the bowels." An olive oil enema was given. That is amazing.
What?
Let me tell you something, you guys listening at home. Many of you are Mormons. You can corroborate this. Many of you are not Mormons. You do not know.
Right, okay, yeah.
This is an earthquake for a Mormon to hear this.
That is bizarro.
Because Mormons don't know their own history. They don't know the reality. They have this lovely
Whitewashed
whitewashed storyline.
Yeah.
And then they don't know any of the truth of like how it used to be practiced or whatever. That's just wacky, nutty fun.
It's like it was snake oil.
Yeah. Only it was consecrated snake oil.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And they weren't really selling it, I guess.
No, because everybody, all of the men, folk,
Yeah.
had the magic power to create
And
it.
that was a mistake. Brigham Young should have been old Brigham's magic oil. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Brother Brigham's healing tonic. Consecrated tonic. Step right up, ladies and gents. Get your consecrated tonic. It's the only kind that'll heal your coronavirus. Yeah. There you go, man. That is crazy stuff. Thanks for sending that in, Ben.
Yeah.
We were unaware. I venture to say we
that
were
was
both.
completely brand new for me.
Me too.
I kind of want to send that link to my parents.
You should. Just to fuck
be like,
with them.
Oh, Dad, did you know about these other uses?
Have you tried any of them?
Oh my God,
They
they
would.
disown me again.
Yeah, it would happen. It would happen all over. Hey, we got a couple folks to thank.
We do indeed, Dan.
Yes.
We have a new patron on Patreon. Rachel, who signed up at the venerable level. So Rachel is now a venerable listener.
How we venerate you, Rachel.
Thank you so much. What she did, and anybody can do this.
Magically.
If you were wondering how you can do it, just go to thankgodimatheist.com, click on the support tab, follow the links, go on over to Patreon, sign up. It's easy.
Here's the thing. You've been sitting there thinking, every week you've been thinking, I should support those guys. I really should. I listen every week. I should probably just give them $1 or $2.
Yeah.
So you pause now. You go over to thankgodimatheist.com. It's easy breezy to set up.
Yeah.
And then we get to thank you on the air, and we get to love you more, and you can listen to the Frank and Dan Diaries,
Right.
which happens every week.
Right.
There's all kinds of stuff.
And seriously, like if you were wondering why one week there's ads and the next week there's not, that's the level that we're at. We have goals set. Someday, hopefully, we'll be completely ad-free. At the moment, every other episode.
Yep.
You can help out with that too.
Yes, indeed.
All right, guys.
And there's one more person.
There is another person, I think. Our top donor, Dan. Our Lord and Savior, Davis.
Oh, Davis, bless you be. Hey, kids, we appreciate you so much. Thanks for your patronage. And stay tuned for Corona 2020.
Dan.
Hey.
There's a new sensation sweeping the nation.
Sweeping the world.
Holy crap.
It is, here's the thing. Okay, every institution now, the local university just announced that they're going to have to close. I just saw a thing that
the NBA suspended their season.
NBA is suspending their season. Like, shit's going down, y'all. It is, Bonnaroo, not Bonnaroo, South by Southwest, Coachella, everything's switching around. I don't know what Bonnaroo's doing.
But it's canceled.
Is there still a Bonnaroo? Probably not.
Who knows?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
And here's the thing. Mm-hmm. The problem really, one of the major problems is anywhere where a whole shit ton of people congregate together. Well, guess where people congregate together all the time? Church. The Mormons are staring down the barrel of their annual general conference.
Yeah.
It's a big deal every year.
In April, right?
Yeah. They do
First weekend.
They do it twice a year. And it's a big deal, and people come from all over the world to be...
It's like a pilgrimage.
Bored to tears.
It's like a boring
by 90-year-old people droning on at them, old white men.
Brothers and sisters, we welcome you to this historic building.
It is a nightmare of an event, but they put on their best worst shoes and they all come out. Mm-hmm. But they don't want you to come out now.
No,
because of the coronavirus.
It's official, everyone. If you were planning on going to General Conference this year,
don't.
There's nothing to see.
There's nothing.
They're not letting anybody in. They're going to be performing to an empty auditorium.
Do you think the choir's going to sing?
I have no idea.
They must, right?
Maybe they'll just have like a soloist. or they'll do
an organist and somebody with a cymbals.
No. They'll have the choir social distanced out in the audience. There'll be 6 feet between all of them.
Everyone's in gloves and a surgical mask, singing at the top of their lungs.
Come, ye saints!
It's just got that nice bit of paper buzz between you. And... Oh my gosh! Not everybody, by the way, is closing.
Oh,
one Catholic leader, hearing of the closure of so many churches and so many everything.
Yeah.
A man by the name of, let's see, who is it? Monsignor Charles Pope said...
Wait, no, that doesn't sound right.
That's his
Monsignor Pope?
One is his name and one is his title. You sort that out for yourself. Anyway, he said, I simply ask you, are we majoring in the minors? I don't know what he means by that.
That's
Is it
clever.
a sports reference?
I don't know, but that's clever.
Physical health has its place, but spiritual health does too, and its place is vastly more important. I'm concerned that we have lost our courage.
Yeah.
And our faith is subordinated. Our faith and subordinated holy things. Oh, we've lost our courage and our faith and subordinated holy things to this state. In this matter.
Wait.
So really, what he's saying is, if we have faith, we should just keep going to church.
Well, did you see what the Pope said? The real Pope, not this Pope.
No.
He basically told all the priests in Italy that they should be out there ministering to the people.
Okay.
That there are going to be a lot of people, thanks to coronavirus, who need their attention, and they need to have the courage
Oh my God.
to go out and minister to them.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the entire country of Italy is closed. I'm sorry, we're closed. Come back another century.
Yeah, but the one person who would be able to move about freely would be the local priest.
Yeah. And the one person most likely to be spreading my God. Yeah, exactly. The guy that's guaranteed to have come in contact with the virus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a dilemma. It's a dilemma. You know, there are a lot of religious leaders who know why it's happening.
Oh,
including an Israeli rabbi who is absolutely certain that coronavirus is due in no small part to gay pride parades. It is divine retribution.
That took a while.
Punishment.
You know, God has a strange schedule. We've talked about this before. He does definitely work on his own time frame.
Well, I do feel like this guy is way behind the times.
Like pride parades have been going on for a while.
Yeah.
And now
come on.
After we get like at least blame it on something a little bit more current, like it's gay marriage.
Blame it on something new. Jesus
Christ.
But
even gay marriage feels a little old.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. You got to do it. You got to blame the trans.
Yes.
You got to go trans on this one.
Yeah.
And, you know, there are other go-tos. You can always say that, like, you know, the drop in the numbers of the church or whatever. But no, it's yeah, it does feel like it feels like this is one of the places where the Jewish population is really behind the curve.
Yeah. Well, where Hashem is behind the curve.
One of the things that's been just crazy for me, you know, I just read a whole article about doomsday preppers. And the doomsday preppers, these are the people who are ready. They already had their toilet paper. Yes, indeed. They're not worried.
You know who the prepper is.
They're not worried that Costco has run out because their garage is Costco.
Right.
They have shelves of food and everything that they could possibly need.
Well, they have their own toilet paper mill.
That's right.
They have a hand crank toilet paper mill.
All they have to do is
just
go
have to
down,
collect twigs,
cut down one of the trees in the forest that they live in,
make a little pulp
as far away from everyone else as they can.
They're really nice. They actually they have perforating.
Oh, really?
Like,
that's lovely.
They thought of everything.
It's really great. You hang it out to air dry in the sun, and then The doomsday prepper thing is so interesting because it is intrinsically tied into Christianity, which is amazing.
You think so?
Oh yeah,
is there no prepping outside of sort of the Christian West?
There is prepping some, but like there's this whole like redoubt movement that's happening. That's just Christians, and it's largely in. Thank God, not much in our state, but like all the states north of us, Idaho, and you know the eastern part of Washington and Oregon, and the western and Montana and
up there
and Wyoming.
Yeah, everybody not in the Intermountain West, you may not understand that Utah is not the loony place.
Yeah, yeah, Utah's just loony.
We're loony.
We got our own brand. Salt Lake City's fine. You go down southern Utah.
Oh, that's true.
You get a bunch of loony.
That's true.
You get a bunch of loony. But it is funny. You mentioned the toilet paper thing. People are stocking up. People are hoarding toilet paper.
Yeah.
Like it. Listen, if you just went out and bought a whole shit ton of toilet paper, stop it.
No, Dan.
Stop
Here's
it.
the deal. Here is the deal.
Okay.
And I have an argument for once there is a toilet paper shortage, and there's no end in sight to the situation that has caused the toilet paper shortage, it is the rational act at that point to buy as much toilet paper as you possibly physically can.
No, it's not. Everybody stop buying 3. Look, if you have to sequester yourself for 2 weeks, you don't need 300 rolls of TP. You're going to be okay. Just get some...
This is no longer about your sequestration or whatever, right? Like, this is about the fact that you need toilet paper.
Yeah.
And there is none to be had at any of the normal outlets.
You guys, is this happening in any country other than the U.S.? I know you're listening out there in all the countries. What is going on in your country? Because this is an international outbreak.
Yeah.
We in this country have lost our damn minds. Yeah. And I think this prepper mentality has spread like the virus. There's now an outbreak of this prepper mentality. People are buying and stockpiling bottled water.
I don't get that one.
You guys, your taps will work if you get the virus. Like, this isn't an earthquake.
But what if one of the municipal, workers for the water utility, right? Like, let's say they're at work. They're at their station. They're the last one. Everybody else has fallen to the coronavirus, right? Everybody's homesick. They're there. They've got it too, but they are the one. They are going to keep the water flowing, Dan, and then they die and fall into a big vat of the city water.
They sneeze directly into the flow.
Or they sneeze into the water.
Yeah,
right.
It's a danger.
There is no amount of dilution.
Yeah.
Or chlorine that's going to get that sneeze out of that water. I don't buy it.
Water has memory. Maybe it remembers the coronavirus. Here's the thing: if you're trapped at home, you already have the virus, so it's okay. You can have virus water.
Not if the country's on quarantine.
Yeah.
Not if they did pull an Italy on us.
Here's what I'm getting at. The people. This is all tied in. Like, I'm going to guess, I haven't seen numbers on this. I don't have hard figures on this. But I'm going to guess that a bunch of the people who are buying up water and toilet paper are thinking that this isn't just a virus. That this is the coming of the apocalypse. That there's a possibility that there is a religious thing occurring. It's end times nonsense. They've been preached.
You think so?
Oh my God. Every fucking preacher on the planet talks about it's the end times all the time. I heard it in Mormonism. I'm sure you did too.
Right.
It's always the end times. It's the end times at all times. Hell, Jesus said it was the end times in his time. It's been the end times for 2,000 years.
Yeah.
So I think that, like, every single thing, Y2K happens, the Mayan calendar ends, whatever, they're looking for it to be the beginning of the end.
Yeah, but nobody was but Y2K. Did everybody buy up all the toilet paper?
Well, they had more time. We knew about Y2K
specifically
like a
when
year
it was going to happen.
We had like a year worth of knowing that there was a problem to get ready. So I think everybody, like, this one hit us all, caught us all unawares.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm going to stick to my thing. Like, I want to be able to wipe my bum. And so if there is no toilet paper to be had, if I see some, I will buy it.
Okay.
That does not seem like
you're part of the problem, Frank.
Irrational thing to do.
You're part of the problem. Be part of the solution.
The thing that I should do is just buy a 4-pack of Scots or whatever. No fucking way.
They'll replenish. It's going to be fine.
No.
Okay. Anyway, Frank and I we're in a fight. I just think that it's interesting. I think that when you're not religious, we can look at the coronavirus and sort of see it for what it is, as a problem. You know, we can hopefully, not everybody, even the non-religious, we're not all guaranteed to be good, rational thinkers. But for the most part, at least we don't have some supernatural ideas bouncing around in our head that, like, that, you know, you hear about a pandemic and it bounces off of some of those supernatural ideas, and suddenly you don't know what to think about it.
Right.
Do you think that you can cure it? Because a lot of religious people do. Fucking Jim Bakker's out there selling silver water so that that's going to kill it. Or do you think that you can, you know, profit it away with a prayer? Or, you know, do you have to cancel church and just admit that, like, oh, science wins this round?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what it is.
That's happened too.
That's happening all over the place. There are cancellations.
The Bethel, whatever, out in Redding.
That's right. In Redding, California, there's a giant mega church that they're having to stop ministering. They believe in faith healing.
Their big thing is to go around and, like, touch people at the hospital and just be like, "You're healed," right?
Yeah.
And they've had to tell them to stop. A, because they'll end up spreading it.
Yeah.
And then B, they're no longer offering their faith healing services.
Which is, like, your whole thing is that you
do.
Cure disease, and then you're like, oh, but not this one. This was a little much, you guys. We were okay with, like, you know, going in and telling grandma we might be able to fix her cancer, but this one,
that paraplegic, they'll walk again.
Right.
But
this one, we probably shouldn't do it. I mean,
the cold.
Here's the thing: you're admitting
more than the cold.
You're admitting that it doesn't work.
Yeah,
you're just admit it to yourself.
Yes.
Just look at what you're doing, the very prudent steps that you're taking.
Yeah.
And admit to yourself, this shit doesn't work.
Right.
It just doesn't.
Or else you'd be out doing it.
Or else you do it to each other.
Right.
And it, you know, and then nobody would have it.
Right.
If it worked, none of this would be a problem.
Right.
You just admitted with your actions.
Redding, California would be an amazing place to be right now.
It would be a
you
glowing
guys actually could do it.
Spot. Yeah.
We don't believe in you. We would all come to Redding.
Yeah. You can,
but guess what we're not doing?
If you could even partially demonstrate this capacity that you claim, we would be there. We'd be with you.
Yeah.
But you can't, and you should notice that.
And we would pay you in toilet paper.
Just notice. Oh, my God. Yes.
Because that's all we have anymore.
There's an Episcopal diocese in Washington that is closed down because one of their reverends was tested positive.
My God.
Look, the point is, it's good that they're closing their church. They should do that. That is a prudent and good thing. That's the right thing to do right now. It's just you have to admit some things when you do that.
Yeah.
You have to admit that science is our only way out, and your God is currently useless.
Yeah.
That's all. Just cop to it. You're obviously copping to it anyway.
Right.
Just say it out loud. But they won't.
Nope.
Oh, that's the world we live in, kids. That's why we do the show. Listen, if you guys have anything you'd like to say on the subject, please say it. Write to us. podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Or call and leave us a voicemail message. The telephone number is 424-666-8442.
Let me remind you guys, 5 stars. 5 stars. Give us 5 stars.
Yeah.
Also, go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/TGIAtheist, and click the like button. See what's there. It is more content. It is good for you.
And while you're there on Facebook, search for the TGIA Members Only Lounge and request to join. It is a closed group. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Find us on Twitter at TGI Atheist.
Yeah, speaking of the Facebooks, thanks so much to Mackenzie for all of her hard work on the Facebook page. Thanks to Amy and Danny for all of their hard work on the Members Only Lounge.
And a big thanks goes out to the Red Rock Hot Club and to Gordon Johnston for the use of their music.
And thank you to all of y'all for tuning on in.
Bye now.